night. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I'm talking NFL real quick. I think the first thing is Lane Kiffin is leaving for the officially for LSU. I think what was it, 7 years, $91 million. So here we go again. LSU does not learn. They played Brian Kelly $100 million. Now I think he's owing him 55 million of that guaranteed money. They don't want to pay it, but now here they go and turn around and pay Lincoln Kiffin, Lane Kiffin, 91 million pendejo face. I don't know, man. We'll see how this goes. But Lane Kiffin is now with LSU, man. We'll see how that goes. The game sucked ass, man. New England winning. It was 30-7 at one point. The final score was like 33-15. New England didn't really do much in that after that, but whatever, man. It's not fun. If New York tried to compete a little bit at the end there, but not really. 33-15 was your final score. New England winning, improved, I believe, to 11-2 on the season, if I'm not mistaken. Justin Herbert has a broken nose. No, excuse me, broken hand. He's gonna get surgery. I think he had surgery today, and he is officially questionable for next week versus the Philadelphia Eagles. So Justin Herbert, we saw Aaron Rodgers had to miss a game a few weeks ago with a broken wrist. Now it's Justin Herbert. We'll see how he does with the broken wrist. Kevin Patullo, Eagles offensive coach, gets eggs thrown at his house. Eagles fans are very frustrated with the way the offense has been looking. You hear a lot of people talk about the Eagles offense. A lot of former NFL players say it looks very vanilla, very predictable offense in Philadelphia right now. So obviously the fans are frustrated with the offensive coordinator, man, Kevin Patullo. I think baseball. I think there was a move. I believe Devin Williams went to the Mets. I believe that's what I saw today. Devin Williams going to the Mets. I didn't even know he was a free agent, but I guess he was. And Devin Williams is now on the Mets. So interesting situation there with Devin Williams going to the Mets. Wrestling, man. Apparently back in around August, WWE said they were gonna release Shinsuke Nakamura so he could go wrestle in New Japan. And it got to the point where when WWE was doing their Australia Japan tour a few months ago, this was like literally I think like 3 months ago, he had dinner with people from New Japan as they were planning his comeback to New Japan Wrestling. But then WWE they said to him, you can still do a match with New Japan, but it's got to be with us with WWE. And apparently AEW got pissed off because obviously they have a partnership with New Japan. They didn't like it, so the match is not happening anymore. But apparently WWE had at least verbally agreed to release Shinsuke Nakamura back in August, to the point where Shinsuke met in Japan in the summer with some New Japan people to discuss a return and how like they were gonna plan it out and what storylines they were gonna do. But then WWE said, no, we'll let you still participate in some matches, but under a WWE contract. Once Tony Khan found out, he got pissed off and he said, you can do it if you want to, but there will be some consequences. And New Japan has decided to go in a different direction. I think now they're going to get Okada from AEW to do the match instead with Tachihashi. I'm not sure what the hell his name is, but anyways, apparently it's a Japanese wrestler that's planning to retire, and he wanted Shinsuke Nakamura to be his final match. But things did not work out, so now instead they're going to go in a different direction, and Shinsuke Nakamura is going to remain with the WWE. Monday Night Raw, man. This show, obviously, I think they're gonna try to kick up the. Well, it starts off with Rhea Ripley and Io Sky, Charlotte Flair, and Alexa. They all talk about wanting to be women tag team champions. That's pretty much the main event. Io Sky and Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte and Alexa Bliss. I think the winner becomes the number one contender for the Kabuki Warriors Women's Tag Team Champions. You had a hell of a match, man, between Solo Sikoa and Gunther. and the John Cena tournament. That was a fun match. Probably the best match of the night. Gunther wins, so he advances. And then LA Knight beats Jey Uso, and he advances. So it will now be LA Knight versus Gunther. That will be the finals. The winner of that will face John Cena for his final match between LA Knight and Gunther. LA Knight did a roll up on Jey Uso, and that's how he beat him. Jey Uso got really frustrated. He started destroying stuff at ringside. And then he said he was really frustrated backstage in an interview, pretty much saying, maybe Roman is right. The titles look better on him than me. So interesting to go where they go with this little Jey Uso storyline about him being frustrated about losing. The Judgment Day, man, I think they were focused on kind of rebooting the Judgment Day, which is interesting because I feel like lately they've been focused on the Vision. But now, I don't know, I felt like tonight they were really focused on making the Judgment Day look like a dominant faction again. You have all of them come out, Dominic and the rest of them. They introduce, they welcome back Liv Morgan. And Liv Morgan pretty much says, I know we've been kind of bad lately, but now that I'm back, we're ready to take over again. She went on top. So I think they what else? The main event was, like I said, for the tag team contendership for the woman. So Io Sky and Rhea Ripley. Jesus Christ, I'm sounding like a motherfucker. Pendejo face for me. Io Sky and Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte and Alexa Bliss. It was a fun match back and forth. It was really a good match, man. Maybe outside of Solo Sikoa and Gunther, it was a really good match. But it got interrupted, man, by the Kabuki Wars disqualification. Then Bailey and Lareya came out. And then Judgment Day comes out. Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, and Roxanne Perez. And at the end, it's freaking Liv Morgan and both Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez rising up the tag team champions. So, like I said, and then earlier in the night, I believe also Liv Morgan had a stare down with World Heavyweight Champion, women's World Heavyweight Champion Stephanie Vaquer. So pretty much, they're threatening to go over the titles. Obviously, Dominic already both the Intercontinental and the AAA Mega World Champion. Like I said, at the end of the night, the final scene was Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez holding up the tag team champions. Like I said, a tease of maybe Liv Morgan going out after the Women's World Heavyweight Champion. And that was pretty much the show, man. They seemed to... Oh, it was also announced that Braun Breaker did a promo, and it was on CM Punk. A pretty damn good promo by Braun Breaker on CM Punk, man. It was really good. And they announced that on January 5th, the 1-year anniversary of WWE on Netflix, it will be CM Punk versus Braun Breaker for the World Heavyweight Championship. That was a really good promo too. That's probably the best parts that happened tonight, man. The Braun Breaker promo towards CM Punk, the main event, the tag team match, and then the Solo Sikoa Gunther match. Those are probably the best 3 parts of Monday Night Raw tonight, ladies and gentlemen. If you really think about it, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, man, I mean, Triple H said it was going to be a really good Raw. I thought the main focus was like establishing the Judgment Day as another dominant faction. But also, you're finally going to give Braun Breaker his chance at a world title on the 1-year anniversary on Netflix. We'll see how that goes. And we have the final for the John Cena tournament, right? Between LA Knight and Gunther. That was pretty much the main focus on the show here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, man, let me think. I don't have anything else to talk about, I don't think. Yeah, no, I think that's all I talked about here tonight on a damn Monday night, ladies and gentlemen. I think that's all I have to say here tonight on a damn Monday night. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to call it a night. Have a good night, everybody. We'll be back tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Holla. Have a good night, everybody.